which is outward in the flesh. And verse 29 is similar. It makes a statement about the Jew and then a statement about circumcision. But he is a Jew, which is one outwardly. And then circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter. So putting that together, verse 28 says, negatively, what a Jew is. Jews aren't this. Negatively, what circumcision is. Circumcision is not this. And then verse 29 is positive. It says a Jew is this, and circumcision is this. That's the structure of the text, and it will become more plain as we look at it more fully later. So we're answering then the question, what is a Jew? We're answering this theologically, spiritually, inwardly. What is a true Jew? And from verse 28, we're going to see, first of all, the wrong answer, what a Jew is not. Then we're going to look at the right answer from verse 29. And then we're going to draw two important applications. And I remind you, this is gospel here. This is part of our salvation. I say then that most people today do not know who are Jews. Most people today do not recognize a Jew when they see one, and would not know how to recognize a Jew if they were to see one. Unbelievers don't know. Many professing Christians don't know either. Many who call themselves Jews are not Jews, and some who do not call themselves Jews are Jews. Now you might think that's double talk. That might puzzle you. Keep listening, and it will become clear. Listen to what the apostle says in verse 28. He is not a Jew, which is one outwardly. There you have it. Being a Jew is not having your hair curled down from your temples. That's outward. That doesn't make someone a Jew. Being a Jew is not having a name like Kohen. Kohen is from the Hebrew word for priest. Being a Jew is not going to the synagogue. Being a Jew is not having bar mitzvah for boys when they're about 13, which phrase means that they become a son of the commandment. Being a Jew is not filling in the census form in the religion column or nationality column, Jew or Judaism, because he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly. That's a strong negative. He's not one at all. And none of the things that I have mentioned, individually or collectively, make someone a Jew. And by Jew, I reiterate, I mean someone spiritually, truly, really. There might be one thing, though, that someone might reckon would especially constitute someone as a Jew. A male someone. Namely, circumcision. Circumcision is physically the removal of the male foreskin, which symbolizes the putting off of the flesh and sin, and hence dedication to Jehovah. Circumcision is a rite of initiation, bringing you in to something. It's a rite of initiation which was laid down by God and given to Father Abraham for all of his male descendants and followers in the covenant. But the text says, he is not a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. That circumcision which is outward in the flesh is just physical removal of some skin. It is not real, inward, spiritual circumcision, the circumcision which really counts with God. Now look with me at Romans 2, verses 17 through 20. Behold, thou art called a Jew. Well, you're actually not really a Jew, but you're called it. You rest in the law, as the Jews do. God gave us the law, and that shows his particular favour for us. Thou makest thy boast in God. All other nations don't know God. We do. He spoke to us in Sinai. Verse 18, and knowest his will. We have the Ten Commandments. We have the Torah. And approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law. That is, with the Old Testament, we can determine, we can judge what is good and what is bad. And therefore, verses 19 and 20, you are confident as a Jew that you are a light to those who are in darkness, a teacher to those who are ignorant, and an instructor of the foolish. But, verse 28 says, he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. And all of this can be applied by analogy to Christians. We can change that word Jew to Christians like this. He is not a Christian, which is one outwardly. Going to church doesn't make you a Christian, any more than spending the night in a stable would make you a horse. Listening to preaching, carrying a Bible, saying your prayers, attending catechism does not make you a Christian. These things have their place and function. They're even commanded. But they don't make anybody a Christian. And you mustn't think that these things do, because then you're deceived. They don't. Neither is that baptism, which is outward in the flesh. Baptism being the New Testament equivalent of circumcision. Water comes upon you in the name of the triune God at the hands of an ordained minister in a church service. But this is only a sign and seal, sacrament of real baptism, the one that counts, the washing away of our sins by the blood and Spirit of Jesus Christ. Water baptism does not make a person a true Christian. And you must look for something else, for the forgiveness of sins that makes you right with the living God. So now you see the wrong answer. He is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, or he is not a Christian, which is one outwardly, neither is that baptism which is outward in the flesh. Which means being a true Jew or Christian is not a matter of natural descent from Christian or Jewish parents, whether male or female. It's not a matter of a mere profession or external symbol or sacrament, circumcision or water baptism. He is not a Jew. He is not a Christian. It is not circumcision. It is not baptism. That's verse 28. Moving to the right answer, Romans 2 verse 29 makes 4 positive points about what a true Jew really is, spiritually speaking. He is a Jew, which is one inwardly. Inwardly. Because, of course, it can't be a matter of externals and the outward things, because God knows our inmost thoughts. He's not interested in how we look and what our appearance is. And circumcision is that of the heart. And that's always what circumcision was. And that's what that physical rite of circumcision pointed to. Way back in the law of Moses, this was clearly stated. I'm thinking here especially, but not exclusively, of Deuteronomy 30 verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thine heart, not foreskin, heart, and the heart of thy seed, to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. God, not man, circumcises, and God, not man, circumcises the heart. That's real circumcision. The third statement in verse